Here we are, round 3, moving on through unit conversions. Pop quiz. If you multiply a number by 1, it changes value. Probably think that's a trick question. It's not, guys. Some of these, softballs. Really, they're just meant to be softballs. Multiply anything by 1, and it doesn't change value. It's always the same value. There we go. False. False. If you multiply a number by 1, it changes its value. That is very false. So what unit conversions do, there's so many ways to do unit conversions, guys. The way I like to teach it is you multiply by a fancy one. So technically the number is changing, but we're only changing the units associated with it, right? 1 minute is 60 seconds. 1 is not 60, but seconds is not minutes, or minutes is not seconds. So we're talking about the same physical amount of time that has passed. But whether you're talking about something with minutes or seconds, you're going to have different magnitudes of numbers, right? 1 versus 60, right? You can have 1,000,000 cents, right? 1,000,000 cents would be great. You still have a lot of money there, right? But it's not as much as having $1,000,000, right? I'd rather have $1,000,000 than 1,000,000 cents. Makes a difference, right? Okay, so let's just go through an example, and then there's more problems after this, and let's just get going. So how many minutes is 1,362 seconds? Well, let's do it. So the first thing I do is I rewrite the given value, just 1,362 seconds, right? Then I multiply it by 1. Okay, so I'll rewrite it again. I'll start over here just in case. 1,362 seconds times 1. Okay. Anything times 1 will stay the same. Now I want to create a fancy one, right? And by creating this fancy one, what I'm doing is I'm going to create a conversion factor. And I want to do this to get the units I want. So in this problem, we have seconds. It's 1,362 seconds, and I want it to be minutes. So the first thing I need to figure out how are minutes and seconds related. And I think most of us would agree that 1 minute is equal to 60 seconds. Great. All right. Now, I'm trying to get rid of seconds, and seconds is in the numerator. So in order to get rid of the seconds, I need seconds in the denominator. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to divide by 60 on both sides. 60 seconds divided by 60 seconds, what does that get you? Ooh, that's 1. If I take 1 minute and I divide that by 60 seconds, right? So 1 minute divided by 60 seconds is 1, because they are physically the same thing, guys. So this is what I mean by creating that fancy one. So I'm going to, alternatively, I'll write this down. I'll write it in green, right? I could also say 1 is equal to 60 seconds divided by 1 minute. Okay, so there are 2 equivalent ways of saying this, right? So which one do I put in? I put the one in that results in getting rid of the units of seconds and provides a unit of minutes. Okay, so I'm going to change back to the blue. So as you substitute your fancy one, right? So 1,362 seconds times 1 is equal to 1,362 seconds times 1 minute divided by 60 seconds. So here's where you have to include those units. Why? Because now my seconds go away, and I end up with 1,362 divided by 60, and I'm going to use my nice good old fancy calculator here. 1,362 divided by 60 is equal to 22.7 minutes. 22.7 minutes is equal to 1,362 seconds. There we go. Good job, guys. Well done. Well done. All right, I'm going to clear this. Page down. So additional problems. Oh my gosh, 3, 4, so many problems, Dr. Ray. Yeah, guys, you just got to practice here, right? Okay, so even if you can do these in your head, highly suggest you encourage practicing the process. My suggestion here is, before I go through number 1, number 2, number 3, give it a try. And then watch me do it. It's called practicing problem solving, right? If you know how to do it, it's not problem solving, right? Problem solving is not necessarily fun experience, right? Because it involves work, right? Work can be fun, but it's all on how you take it, guys. So you're going to try to put your effort in. That would be my suggestion. It's going to be my suggestion for this and all the other times. Otherwise, I'm doing the work for you, and you're not going to get stronger that way. All right, you got to lift your own brain muscles here. All right, so we have 632 feet to meters. So I want 632 feet, right? Here's my conversion factor. I'll do this over here. So I want feet in the bottom, meters in the top. So 1 meter divided by 3.28 feet is equal to 1. There's my fancy 1. So I'll just put that right here. 1 meter over 3.28 feet. Right? There we go. Calculator, 632 divided by 3.28 gets you 193, right? Dot, 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 yada, yada, yada. 193 meters. Okay, smaller number is what I would expect. 45 degrees to radians. So here's that 180 degrees is equal to pi radians. Pi is that 3.14159 number, etc., etc. Okay, but I want to go from 45 degrees. 45 degrees right there. I'll just show a little symbol there instead of writing DEG. So I need what? I need degrees in the denominator again. So I have pi rads equivalent to 180 degrees. That's your fancy conversion there. Plug it in. Pi radians all over 180 degrees. You could also say 2 pi is equal to 360 degrees. Or pi over 2 is equal to 90 degrees. However you want to roll through all those if you want. Degrees all go away. So now we have 45 times pi divided by 180 is equal to 0.78, 0.79 radians. Do not forget the units, guys. We just talked about the importance of units. 32 centimeters to meters. Okay. Let's see. So centimeters, 2 meters. That means I need centimeters in the denominator. So I end up with 1 meter over 100 centimeters is equal to 1. Then I have 32 times my fancy 1. That's my 1 meter all over 100 centimeters. The other thing you could do, centi is always at -2, so you always kind of go boop, boop over 2 in terms of your decimal. 0.32 meters is 32 centimeters. All right, there we are. So kind of got you warmed up. Number 4, it's got this little caution symbol. That means your turn, you get to answer this one. Fortunately, when you go through it and you're working through it, it's going to tell you what the answer is. Just click that hint button or show answer. I can't remember exactly what it is, but when the question pops up, press that little button right there. It says show answer. And then you'll know what the answer should be. If you're having trouble getting there, well, you can ask a question, come to office hours, go to tutoring, and get some help there. But you're going to have to do 2 unit conversions on this one because you're going miles per hour to meters per second. So miles needs to go to meters, hours needs to go to seconds. And so I'm going to let you work on that one, and we'll end it with the quiz question.